Tio Julito. Shout out to my wife and kids if you're watching. But, this isn't going to be too long. So, it's live. Oh, man. We are definitely in a season, man. We are in a season where hopefully y'all can hear me well. As y'all can see, I'm driving right now. I'm up in the mountains of, up in Pennsylvania right now, up in the mountains and the hills right now. So my reception may cut in and out. But anyways, oh man, we are definitely in a season where they are pulling energy very hard, man. I'm talking about the archons, aka the little gods that rule this world and their minions. They are pulling so hard right now. And I know you guys can't hear me too well. I may end up making a video when I get home later on today. It just really depends on how my day, my weekend goes. But, you know, I want to say this. And I'm gonna reiterate everything in the video that I'm gonna make at the house if I do that later today or tomorrow. But they are harvesting energy right now. They're doing it very hard. They're going very hard on harvesting this energy. And if you are going to use your energy, make sure that it counts. Make sure that your energy counts. Take that how you take it, right? But make sure that your energy counts, okay? Because we see what has happened over the past week. We've seen what has happened over the past several weeks. We see the situation with Chuck the Builder, how this racist, this is nothing new. We see how this racist feels very emboldened to go around and harass innocent people who are minding their own business, right? We see how they're doing this shit. I'm talking about racist folks who, you know, hate our, right? They feel emboldened to do this shit, to harass us, to do all that stuff. And like I said, if you're going to allow these archons to harvest your energy, make sure that shit counts. Make sure that shit counts. We see what happened. See what happened to the young boy. Sorry, I can't even fucking see right now. Okay, I need to be over this way. You see what happened to the young boy over in South Carolina. You see how he was unlawfully gunned down. Like, okay, yeah, he had a gun on him, but isn't that our... Sorry, I'm up here listening to GPS. Oh. Okay, I'm going the right way. I've only went here one time before. But anyways, yeah. We know that in all 50 states, it is legal to carry a firearm. Of course, you know, some states is easier than others, right? My point in saying that is that, yeah, he had a firearm. Yeah, he may not have been legally able to carry a firearm because I believe he's 14 years old. I'm not sure what the gun laws are in South Carolina, but usually you have to be, I believe, 21 and up to have a pistol. But you can be much younger for a rifle, a long rifle, right? Like a hunting rifle. And that's to carry it, you know, to get like licensing and, you know, permits and stuff like that. I could be wrong, right? But the point is that he didn't have anyone. First of all, they thought he was stealing. He did not steal anything. And if I remember correctly, when he was fleeing for his life because they were pursuing him with guns, he fell, and I think maybe the gun fell out because they found out after the fact that he had a gun on him, right? So it wasn't that they shot him because he was threatening to kill them, nor was he pointing or using a deadly weapon towards them. That wasn't the case. Yet they walked. They walked with getting away with murder. They got away with murder, right? And then we see the situation that happened to Carmelo, right? Now, of course, they're not divulging any of the details with that case. And they're doing it for a reason. They're doing all this shit to extract energy out of us. And like I said before, and I'll keep saying it over and over again, if you're going to let them use your energy, if you're going to let them extract your energy, make sure that shit counts. Make sure that shit counts, okay? So, anyways, they're not releasing any of the footage that has happened, at least from what I seen as of, today is June 11th, 2026. They have not publicly released the footage to the public, to the masses, right? They have not released it to the masses, and they're doing that. I think they're doing that intentionally to have people upset, have people questioning things, because we don't know the truth. Nobody fully knows the truth. And I'm thinking like, well, okay, this happened a year ago. It's not fresh, so the family, I'm sure they wouldn't feel some type of way if the footage was released, but this is something that happened in public, and someone's life depends on that footage, and yet you did not release it to the public at all, to the masses, so we can see and we can interpret whether or not. See, they're playing games, right? And then, what was it, day before yesterday, they convicted him of murder, threw the whole fucking book upside his head with 35 years, throwing him up under the jail. I mean, damn, he did it when he was 17 years old. Brain not even fully developed. We don't even know all the facts of the case because they're not sharing the tape. It's just like, well, why are you not sharing the biggest piece of evidence with the public? Oh, is it because you want to extract energy, or you want, to persuade people a certain way? Because there's a lot of people who think that Carmelo is guilty. I don't know whether or not he's guilty or not of doing what they're alleging he did, because I haven't seen any proof. But you got a bunch of fucking racists out here who are, victory laps and shit, because they're like, oh yeah, see, he's guilty. We knew he was guilty. You haven't even seen shit. You haven't seen shit. You heard janky ass witnesses. You were presented with no real evidence at all, right? We didn't even get to see inside the courtroom. They're just fucking painting everything. So we haven't even really got to see shit. But you got idiots out here who just believe any fucking thing that they're told by the government, the same fucking government that has done its citizens in for centuries, man. Who have been screwing over their citizens for centuries. Some people will say decades, but I say centuries because they've been screwing us over for centuries. For centuries, right? But yeah, man, this is a system built on racism. So we believe anything they try to share with us without giving us the evidence, right? Because we know there's been many times where black folks have been arrested, charged, and thrown behind prison over shit they didn't do, right? We know that has happened all the time. So just because he's been found guilty does not mean that he's truly guilty, is what I'm saying. But of course, for your racist white folks and your racist non-black folks, that's all they need. That's all they need. Even if he was found not guilty, he'd be just like OJ. Oh, nah, he's still guilty. He's guilty, man. I don't believe. It's funny. It's always a tier system whenever it doesn't work out for them. And it can never be founded on any evidence. But when it happens to us, oh, no. You guys are just complainers. You guys just cry all the time when there's actual evidence of inequality when it comes to how they treat us, right? But anyways, these racist folks, hey, my black folks, y'all need to be on your fucking P's and Q's, man. Be on your P's and Q's. Because they are definitely reminding us that it is open season on us. The situation with Chud the Builder, how he's going around harassing us. Then we see the situation that happened in South Carolina, where a young man was fleeing for his life And they're saying, hey, you can't even flee for your life as a so-called black person in America. And then when you really defend yourself from a white person who's much bigger than you, you know, that disparity of force, who were ganging up on you, who started something with you in a state where you don't have a duty to retreat, where you have stand your ground laws, and allegedly he may have been jumped by multiple people. We don't know any of these things because we don't get the video. But allegedly, say if he did defend himself, well, they're saying, hell, you can't even do that. You can't even defend yourself, right? So you got these racist folks out here who hate us, who feel emboldened and empowered to attack us and to do shit to us. So what I'm saying is y'all need to be on your P's and Q's. There was literally a situation that happened, I think just yesterday, where a family, I forget where it was in America, but it was somewhere in America. I almost want to say California, but I don't think it was California, where there was this white guy, there was this family, black family, having they were having I want to say it was a family reunion, right? They were having a family reunion, and this white guy was calling them all types of, I guess he was driving past. I don't know. I couldn't really see too well in the video because it was night when this situation happened. But, so let me turn this off or make more noise. So anyways, there was this white guy who drove past. Now, he had some type of issue with them. He was calling them the N-word, all this stuff, right? So he drove off because he's arguing with the family. And mind you, this is a family reunion, so you got a lot of people there, right? That's an idiot. First of all, I'm not gonna, even if somebody's being an idiot, you know, say if they're like crossing the road when they shouldn't, and you know, I have an issue with that, I may stop and say something. But if they're arguing with me and they're getting rowdy and it's like a lot of them, even with my firearm on me, I'm not gonna sit around and just entertain that, because that can get ugly real bad, right? I mean, real fast. It can get ugly real fast. So I would just go home and be like, fuck it, whatever. You know what this idiot did? This idiot went home. This white guy, he went home. He got his firearm. He went and got a vest. He got a bulletproof vest. And he went and got... Damn, that car took off that quick. Sorry, there's a car that was on the side of the road, and a truck in front of me blocked that car from my view. And I'm expecting to see it come up on the side of me. No, that motherfucker took off. He shot off. So anyways, white guy went and got body armor, got an AR-15, several magazines, came back to that family reunion and start shooting at them. Start shooting at them. Now, this is what I'm saying. Like, these people, they're definitely letting it be known that it is open season on your ass, right? It's open season on us. So y'all need to be prepared, man. Y'all need to be prepared. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding, man. Like, if you don't own a firearm and you can legally buy one, fucking get you one. Let that be your next investment. It's that firearm, if you ain't got none. Make sure you get your ass to the range. Get your ass to the range if you have one. I was just talking to my wife the other day, just yesterday. I was just telling her, like, look, I need to get to the outdoor range, right? Need to get to the outdoor range so we can brush up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. And the cool thing about the story, though, is like I said, let your energy count, man. These motherfuckers want to extract your energy, make sure it counts. Because that motherfucker, even though he came back with his AR and he was shooting up shit, guess what? He was the one who ended up getting shot. His dumb ass got shot. Just like how Chud the Builder shot the brother, he ended up actually shooting the brother. But he ended up shooting himself. Well, this dude ended up getting shot by one of the family members. Because guess what? When that motherfucker rolled up, thinking he was Billy Badass with his AR-15 and, you know, I swear I can't stand people like that. They be threatening people as if they the only motherfuckers with guns and weapons and skills and all this stuff, right? Showed up like Billy Badass, and then he ended up getting shot and arrested. goofy ass. Yeah, because the family members also had guns too. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Sorry for the foul language, but that's what I'm talking about, man. See, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Because, you know, when I was watching the video, you know, I can be a little harsh. I can be a little harsh critic at times. When I saw the video of him shooting, okay, people are panicking. And I'm kind of like, damn, because, you know, you don't get all the information when you're first watching the video. They share it with you as you're watching it. Well, they shared all the information at the end of the video, right? So, all I'm saying is people panicking and crying. I'm just like, see, folks, this is what happens when you're not prepared. And best believe, most of those folks were not prepared at all right? Most of them were not prepared. They panicking and crying, ah, oh my God, ah! They wasn't on no riding shit, man. They wasn't on no mission type shit, but obviously there was some brothers there that was on some mission shit. So when he showed back up with his gun to start shooting, they pull out their shit and they start shooting too. And obviously, unlike him, one or two of them had aim because they tapped that ass a few times and they killed him, but they did end up shooting him, right? So now his dumb ass is sitting somewhere in a jail, and there's no way he can claim self-defense. Why? Because in all 50 states, you cannot initiate a situation, which is what he did, even if you didn't initiate it. Say someone else initiated that situation. But the fact that he left and came back, just obliterates that whole argument for him of self-defense. The fact that he left and came back, you can't do that shit. You can't be threatened. Say even if he was the one being threatened, you can't be threatened and then come back with a firearm. You can't do that shit. You better, if you feel that afraid for your life, you need to contact law enforcement. He didn't do that. You know, so anyways, like I said, this video is going to be short. I'm about to end this stream, but I just wanted to say to my folks out there, stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Because obviously, people in that camp, they were ready. I'm glad they were ready. Because after you've been threatened, after your life been threatened, man, you better be on high alert. Especially given the season that we're in right now. Summer hasn't even started yet. Technically, summer hasn't even started yet. It is June 11th. We still have, 9 more days until summer technically starts? Man, this probably gonna be a hot summer. This probably gonna be a hot summer. This may be a summer of 68 all over again. This probably gonna be a chaotic summer, y'all. So I'm just saying, get ready, because you already have fuckers talking about race wars on it. Of course, they've been talking about it for a while, you know, but we actually see shit rolling right now. We see things come into play right now. We see injustices that are loud as hell playing out right now. So I'm just saying, hey, get ready. Get ready. And shout out to everybody in the comment section who ain't fucking trolls, who ain't assholes, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the folks who actually watch my videos and, you know, who try to do the Most High's will, who try to be good people, actual good people, man. Like I said, shout out to my wife and my kids. Shout out to, you know, Big Judah. Shout out to Yarka. Shout out to Corey Mayo. Shout out to all the cats that I follow and I watch out there and that, you know, who teach, you know, who teaches and do the Most High will. Shout out to y'all, man. But, yeah, man. Y'all know me, man. I'm all about prepping. I'm all about being ready. You know, I know everybody may not agree with that, but just pay attention to the signs. The signs of the times, man. Pay attention to that. Because we're definitely in a chaotic season, and we're in a season to prepare, man. Like the scripture says, you know, in Psalms, you know, there's a season for everything, and right now, I definitely believe it is a season to prepare. It is a season to prepare. So anyways, y'all, I am out of here. So peace out, shalom, and may the Most High bless all of those who do His will. Peace.